What up? What up? Sound check. Sound check. What up? What up? What up? What up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in for another mock draft. Ain't nobody in here. I need to start planning these out a little bit better, but it is what it is for now. Just want to do a quick.
Your favorite McDonald's collectibles are now on collectible cups. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get your cup. While you still can.
Hey guys, I didn't do a video again. I'm gonna be honest. I just want to play Black Myth. With playing Black Myth, I will be motivated to play other games. You're watching the process right now of what it's like in this rawest form. What happens when I wait for a game that I really want to upload, bro? Like I'll clean my room, I'll change around, and then I'll just play what I want, and everything else just spawns from it because I'm just happy. So what I want to do though, because I'm already doing the PS5 giveaway. I want to do some other shit too. I'm giving away some lights. With giving away lights in the PS5, I do need a method of how to get to do it. So what I want you to do is leave a comment in this comment section. Like the video, leave a comment in the comment section down below what we're most excited for within this year. It don't have to be a game, just could be anything. And then put your Twitter @ in there as well too, so I can then message you if you win. Make a Twitter for it as well too. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter. That's not really the
Yo, so quick little mock draft for those tuned in. Appreciate everyone who watches. It's gonna help you guys win. So we're gonna do a mock draft. We're gonna do I think this is a 10-man. Even though most of my mocks are 12. Let's see. This is a 10-man. We're gonna go back. We're gonna do a 12-man. So we're gonna pull off a mock draft. New NFL mock draft. It's weird, man. I don't know why it won't let me change to a 12, man. Let's do this. We'll just go through the league. Yo, man, so far I'm really not impressed, man. I decided to come back to my league, and I thought we were gonna talk some trash and have a good time, but it's been pretty dry. I'm a little disappointed, man, because I was looking forward to fantasy this year, but it's not looking too hot right now. All right, so we did a random. It put us in pick 8. Let me delete the bell. All right, so we're coming up. All right, so now we're pick 8. So for anyone, look, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. Do not, I'm not gonna call you names, but don't be that person, an imbecile, to not take Garrett Wilson at pick. What is this? Pick 10? You got to be crazy not to take Garrett Wilson at pick 10 in round one in a 12-man league. If you do not take Garrett Wilson, pick 10 in a 12-man league, I don't know what to tell you, brother. So we're gonna make this easy pick. So Garrett Wilson, he gets Aaron Rodgers back. Him and Aaron Rodgers have already been connecting. This is the best quarterback Garrett Wilson has ever had. He's grateful. He's gonna have a great season. So boom, coming back around, man, we already got a top 10 easily receiver, if not top five, coming into the season. And now we got choices. So I'm not taking Puka. Marvin Harrison, I think could be pretty decent. I'm staying away from him this early in the draft. Can't believe Drake London just keeps moving up and up, man. I was excited coming into the season, but ADPs always change. And I was thinking about getting Drake London in rounds 3 and 4, but he's round 2 now. So you could go double receivers right here. You could take Saquon playing behind the powerful offensive line. Got a scrambling quarterback, receivers all over the place, so the pocket's going to be open for him. Now, I do want to remind you guys, it doesn't always work out how it seems. We've seen running backs go into better situations we thought, and it just didn't play out like that. So just for the time being, I'll do a little game with you guys. We're gonna do Drake London right there. So we got Garrett Wilson, Drake London. Wow. So look at that. Josh Allen already falls off the board. So right now, people don't. I don't know if they know this, but when they mock, they can see who's locked in on picks. So right now, Chris McCaffrey's locked in. Josh Jacobs. Wow, somebody in our league is going to draft Josh Jacobs. I see Josh Jacobs' value, but all right. So now we come back around here. Look, we can actually get three dominant receivers. We could go Rashad White, who got a lot of carries last year. We're already looking at taking deep running backs. We could get Cooper Cup. He is right there in rounds 3. Let's see if we can get Cooper Cup in 4. So right here, I'm looking at what we got at running backs. James Cook is a little risky to me. I just don't know what they're going to do in the red zone, and I think Josh Allen's going to try to run in a lot of carries. I think they do go into a more of a running kind of position, losing Stephon Diggs and unproven receivers, and they don't want to leave Josh Allen out there waiting for plays to develop with not really much speed out there. So I think they'll go to a lot of checkdowns like we've seen with Mahomes and the Chiefs last couple of years, and more of a run-oriented offense this year. So I'm not sure what James Cook does. He does get a lot of checkdowns this year, but all right. So looking at receivers, I'm gonna go ahead and take Rashad White right here. So we got Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Rashad White, and look who falls to us in round 4. I'm excited about this, man. I would like this team. So then we get Mr. Puka. Not no, never mind. Cooper Cup went right at the end of right at that 12 spot. Okay, so we missed out on Puka. Malik Neighbors, I just don't know, man. They're going to be down a lot of games, and Daniel Jones has not looked good, man. Like yesterday, he threw for a pick 6 in preseason. That's crazy to me. And then he threw another interception. Now that one was a little, but and then they threw a deep ball to Malik Neighbors down the sideline on the first 2 plays in the game, and he didn't really catch it. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to take a risk with him at 4. So we do have Michael Pittman, but I don't know what kind of rapport him and Anthony Richardson will have. Let's pause this because I've been meaning to look at something a little bit deeper here. So we'll pause the draft right here. I want to look at Michael Pittman's numbers when Anthony Richardson played last year. Let's see what we got here. So we know Anthony Richardson played about the first 3 or 4 games. So week 1 he did get 23. Week 2 he had 13. Week 3 he had 16. So what weeks did Anthony Richardson get hurt? Because he didn't play that many games last year. So Anthony Richardson was good week 1 for sure. I know that. Week 2 he played majority of those snaps. Oh, actually, no, he didn't. He only played 32. Wow, he only played 32% of snaps in that game and had 17 points. Golly. He already ran for 2 touchdowns in that game. Man, he can stay healthy, man. The stats are going to be ridiculous. So you got weeks 1 and 2, he played. Now, weeks 4, he played the full game, had 29 points. Golly. So we're looking at week 4. It's just too risky. Michael Pittman didn't do anything that week that Anthony Richardson came back. He only had 4.5 points. And Anthony Richardson just went bonkers, man. Jeez. He had 29 points there. It's just, man, I don't know. It's too risky taking Michael Pittman. And that was how I was feeling, honestly, before even looking at that. I'm staying away from him. You could go risky McLeod neighbors right there. You do have Joe Mixon with Houston. You still have James Cook, like I said. I'm just not sold on. Alvin Kamara, I'm worried about that offensive line, and he's already banged up, sitting again. His Kamara's back, won't play in Sunday's preseason game. Kamara is in attendance, but won't be seeing the field as the coaching staff has little reason to deploy veteran. Da 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 da. Kamara is unlikely to dress for the Saints' August 25th preseason finale against the Titans, but the team hasn't given any indication that any regular season availability could be affected by the injury. Man, Alvin Kamara is my dude. I love Alvin Kamara, but it's just, man, that offensive line looks bad. Teams aren't going to respect Derek Carr. Will Spencer Rattler end up becoming the quarterback? And if he does, then teams are going to put more players in the box and make Spencer Rattler make those difficult throws. It's just too much what ifs there. You do got Kenneth Walker, who you could definitely use as an RB2. We'll have him behind Rasaad White. So I'm going ahead and take Kenneth Walker right there. Do I had to unpause? I think I do. So we're going to take Kenneth Walker right here. Give me Kenneth Walker. All right, so I'm liking this. Garrett Wilson, Drake London. We have two predominantly receiver ones right there. Rasaad White and Kenneth Walker. Either one of those could have a running back 1 week. Rasaad White had a lot of blow up weeks last year, so I'm not mad about getting him in rounds 3. Y'all can't sleep on Rasaad White. PPR, he had 21, then he got hot in the middle of the season, and then he stayed hot pretty consistently. Finished as a running back 8 last year. And more teams are going to be more hesitant on coming down in the box because now that Baker Mayfield, though that he is capable of burning defenses and throwing the balls to his big time receivers, you do have that. Now let's see what we got. We got Keenan Allen, too big of a question mark to take in rounds 5. Keenan Allen's a dog, I get it, but how many balls will he get? And Roma Duze is starting to heat up with Caleb Williams. I don't know if Caleb Williams can carry three receivers and one good tight end in Cole Kmet. It's too risky. We got Terry McLaurin, who a lot of people are sleeping on. I would love to grab Terry McLaurin later in drafts. This round 5 is really good. I think he's going to get a lot of looks. Today, Jaden Daniels was looking at him a lot. Like, I think throughout the game, he had like 3-4 looks, and that's just on like one drive. So you got Roma Duze, who I'd rather wait because he's going to be, we got to take Anthony Richardson right there. Sorry, guys, I was talking too much. Oh, no. Turn off auto pick. All right. So Terry McLaurin ended up going right there. We ended up getting Anthony Richardson, which I'm not mad about that. Now, guys, don't sleep on Christian Kirk. Golly, he's hurt now. Sideline with mild calf injury. Dealing with a mild calf injury that sidelined him for the joint practice against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaguars planning to rest key players. Players are already getting banged up. So we got to watch out for Christian Kirk. I would take him right here regardless. I think he's going to have a lot of looks. Now, somebody not to sleep on, and people are already forgetting the what was coming out of the camp with Chris Godwin and him getting more looks in the slot again and coming back down inside. And Baker Mayfield feeds his slot receivers. You guys don't forget about Jarvis Landry. Running back wise, what we looking at? James Conner. I wouldn't mind taking James Conner here, but you will have to take his backup. But James Conner was having a great season last year until everybody started getting banged up. Let's go James Conner. And then we still got more running backs. Look, we still got Jameer White, who's RB1 for the Raiders. And don't forget how he finished the season last year. He finished pretty good, 17, 14, 15. So we got him. Tony Pollard already went. Najee Harris will get more looks since their backup is already hurt. Got Raheem Mostert, who's still going to be Raheem Mostert, get his carries. Nick Chubb, I'm staying away from. Javonte looked pretty good for my Broncos. You got Zach Moss here. Now, I'm not looking at Zach Moss as much as I'm looking at Brown. I know a lot of people think Zach Moss is going to end up being a starter, but Brown has been getting a lot of love out of the camp. So I'm trying to get Brown later on in the draft in the Bengals. Let's see. He's definitely not going yet. Now, receivers. You got Calvin Ridley. You can use Calvin Ridley as a receiver 1 for the first maybe 1 or 2 weeks. He's going to get a lot of balls his way. Hollywood Brown, doubtful. Lab McConkey's too risky. You got Deontay Johnson, who was already hurt, but I was big on Deontay Johnson, unavailable on Saturday. Grown. He's dealing with a soft tissue injury, and I hate soft tissue injuries. So we're staying away from Deontay Johnson right now. So for the time being, let's go ahead and grab a potential receiver 1 with Keon Coleman. He's all they got right now in Buffalo. So let's take Keon Coleman a little bit later. Now coming around 8, this is where things getting tricky. You gotta really do your homework in this round in these rounds. Now we only got, let's see, we got 3 running backs. I'm not mad at those running back situations. We do got Anthony Richardson at quarterback, so I'm okay with that. Now Jalen Warren, like I said, did get hurt, so you could probably grab him later in drafts. Raheem Mostert is still gonna be there. Raheem Mostert, don't forget, guys, he did finish as running back 2 last year. Does he do it again? I'm not sure. You gotta remember, Raheem Mostert usually pretty banged up. He usually don't play an entire season. When he does play, he's good, but it's just like he's usually banged up. Raheem Mostert had some big games last year, man. He carried my team for the beginning of the season, then he got hurt. But you do got Devin A. Chain, who's been looking a lot better in camp, put on some weight, been catching a lot more balls in the backfield. Trey Benson, like I said, if you get, let me pause this. Now, like I was saying, if you get James Conner, you got to look at Trey Benson. Trey Benson came at Florida State, and Trey Benson was a beast, man. Leading rusher as starters sit 43 yards and was not targeted in Saturday's preseason game. Third round pick started at running back for the second week in a row as veteran continues to sit along with quarterback Kyler Murray. During expedition play, Benson fared much better in his second go around as temporary lead back after getting just 21 yards on 8 carries last week. It's worth noting that the rookie remained ahead of Amari DeMarcado, who you guys know had some pretty decent games last year, on Saturday after the latter returned from a minor injury. Perhaps Benson has sought to elevate himself into number 2 role and the incumbent option based on how the players were deployed while active. So, like I said, I'm looking at getting Trey Benson later on. I think he could end up, if something ends up happening and James Conner ends up having to miss some games, Trey Benson is going to fill in and he could potentially hold that role. Now, this is what I don't understand. Out of all these players that are in risky situations like backups, now you still got Raheem Mostert, Nick Chubb, you got Zach Moss, Austin Eckler, Jonathan Brooks, Jalen Warren, Devin Singletary, Tajay Spears, Trey Benson, and then Brian Robertson, who's the starter for his team, guys. So we're looking at Brian Robinson going super late, and he could put up some decent points, and he's looking good. He has a quarterback that is mobile. We're looking at now. A lot of people say, "Well, your touchdowns get depleted when they play with a rushing quarterback." I get that. The thing is, what you don't look at is their numbers go up, like rushing wise, check downs, all of that goes up. Look at what happened with Chris McCaffrey. One of Chris McCaffrey's, now I'm not gonna say one of his better seasons, but one of his top seasons was with Cam Newton that rookie season. They just end up feeding off each other. Same thing is gonna happen with Jaden Daniels and Brian Robinson. I'm pretty big on Brian Robinson. I want to see if he'll come around to that round 9 spot. If we get him around 9, that's a super steal, man. I'm not mad at that at all. We still got Jaden Daniels on the board himself. Tight ends, I'm still waiting on tight ends. Like I told you guys, this is the year I believe to wait on tight ends. You could get some later. You can get some real good steals later in the draft. We still got Cade Otton out there. We still got, my boys Dallas Goddard, who he was getting a lot of looks when he wasn't hurt with Philly last year. TJ Hawkinson's coming. He's on PUP. Dalton Schultz. Everybody remembers what Dalton Schultz did last year in 2023. He did finish at the number 11 tight end, and he had some pretty good games. 7 points, 10 points. He didn't kill you, and that's what you need at tight end. Tight ends are so risky, so you need somebody that just doesn't kill you sometimes, unless you get a top-rate tight end. Coming further down the list, looking at this, and this is why we do these mock drafts together. Coming down this list, I think we need to grab a tight end sooner than later. So maybe right here where they start having Brock Bowers and Jake Ferguson, and we see Evan Ingram come off the board, and there go Kyle Pitts. I told you guys I'm huge on Kyle Pitts this year. Let's see, we took James Conner that round. We could have had Kyle Pitts in round 6. I think that might switch, or either I grab James Conner right here and then come around. I'm not grabbing Aaron Jones, I can tell you that much. And then come around and grab Kyle Pitts, and then come back and get a quarterback. Because quarterback-wise, we already got – yes, we got Anthony Richardson, but we still have some people that we can get down with. Jaden Daniels, so I think it's going to be pretty good. And if anything, we can go and grab a reliable Aaron Rodgers who has weapons all over the field. He's coming back into a top-notch offense with a top-rated defense. I'm not sleeping on that. So I think we could get a quarterback later. If you want to take a chance with Deshaun Watson, you can. I don't know about Justin Fields. My boy Bo Nix has been looking pretty good, but I'm not taking him in fantasy football. And let's see, that's about it, all our risk. So I think we could wait a little bit longer in this situation on quarterbacks. We could take a Tua. This thing with Tua is he puts up numbers, but he just doesn't put up like those huge fantasy numbers. Like he has those weeks 28, 28, and then it'll be 14, 18, then 22, then 11, 22, 12, 18, 9. Like, but that was a tough match against the Jets. I get it. I mean the Giant or yeah Jets. But then like here against Tennessee 9, Jets again 12. It's just like, eh. So I would rather go Aaron Rodgers a little bit late, get Janie then Daniels, and come back and get Aaron Rodgers. All right, let's just start. Who we taking right here? So our current bill we have Rashad White, Kenneth Walker, James Conner, Keon Coleman, Drake London, Garrett Wilson. So I like our three running backs. I like our three receivers. Let's see if we can grab another receiver right here. If we could get Calvin Ridley for a few weeks and see how he manages. It's just that once the thing is, Tennessee wants to go to a more pass-heavy offense. They're trying to get away from the run like they were because they don't have King Henry in there anymore. So they're trying to get it to a pass-heavy offense. It's just, do we trust Tennessee just yet? Do we trust Will Levis to carry two receivers? He'll have Kevin Ridley, but DeAndre Hopkins is always obviously the alpha when he comes back. I hate saying that. Anyways, he's obviously the top dog. Deontay Johnson is already banged up apparently, so I'm a little concerned there. Jackson Smith and Jigba had his games last year, but I do have somebody later in the draft, so my little secret weapon down here. And then also you could get Cortland Sutton. So Jamison Williams has been looking really good in camp. I know a lot of people have been hyping up Brian Thomas, so you have some options there. Let's see. Let's get back to this. I only have so much time, so I'm gonna just set the player. We're gonna go ahead and let's just take Raheem Mostert. Let's say Deontay Johnson isn't that hurt, so let's take Deontay Johnson right there. Then we're gonna resume. So Deontay Johnson around 8, even if he's a little bit banged up, I like him for PPR. Adam Thielen 8 last year in PPR. It's not like Carolina has the deepest receivers. See, DeAndre Hopkins went right there and Calvin behind Calvin Ridley. So I'd rather wait a little bit till DeAndre Hopkins gets back. And that's the thing. If DeAndre Hopkins gets hurt, he's going to come back and he's still going to ball out. So we still have options right here. I know a lot of people are guessing about which way the Packers will go, who will be the top dog in the Packers. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I'm putting my money down. It's going to be Romeo Dobbs. We'll get Jaden Daniels right there to get us a little, cheat code at quarterback if we need it. Going back at running backs here, Brian Robinson. Wow, rounds 10. I'm taking Brian Robinson right there. I'm not letting him pass round 10. That's absurd. I'll take that all day. I did want to get Romeo Dobbs, Jamison Williams. Look at these receivers you got right here in rounds 10. Cortland Sutton, potential receiver 1 in Denver. Romeo Dobbs, potential receiver 1 in Green Bay. Jamison Williams, who could be a slobber knocker. He could be that guy that just puts points all over the board. He might not be consistent, but he will get you something. All right, coming back. Let's look what we got at running back. You got Zach Charbonnet already banged up. He was banged up last year too. Expected to sit Saturday, undisclosed. Why he's sitting? Maybe he's not as hurt as we think. J.K. Dobbins. Now, the Chargers got Harbaugh. And Harbaugh loves establishing the run, and the offensive coordinator loves them establishing the run as well. So it depends on who's going to be that running back for the Chargers coming to the season. If it's J.K. Dobbins and you're getting him in rounds 11, you can't let something like that pass. Now, Jalen Wright, we talked about this last week. You guys, go look this kid up. He is all of Devin Achane with a little bit of weight, and it's like scary. So we already good at quarterbacks. We're not grabbing quarterbacks. Everybody's already grabbing. We still haven't grabbed a tight end, and we're gonna be hurting here. But let's just go with we can go Tyler Conklin, or right here we're gonna go Cade Otton for the time being. And we can come and grab. Let me move this down. All right, we're back up. And we can grab Isaiah Likely. They saying Isaiah Likely might get a lot more balls his way. You got Musgrave. You just gotta take a. If you wait this late, you just gonna have to take a roll. I seen somebody listen to another fantasy podcaster saying Noah Fan. I'm not dealing with no Noah Fan. I'm sorry. Jono Smith, he's up and down. He could have his weeks as well. But we are where we are in this situation. You got Michael Myers. You got Doc Knox. I wouldn't sleep on Dalton Knox either because with them losing Stephon Diggs, that's a lot of receptions that needs to be spread out. Like I said, if they're going to the offense, I believe they're going to where it's going to be a lot of check downs and not getting the ball downfield as often. They're going to need both those tight ends. What's available right now? I'm going to go ahead and we got a Donnie Mitchell. I want to look at this Zach Charbonnet injury. Let's see here. Let's see Charbonnet's injury. Charbonnet is dealing with what appears like minor tightness, and while it doesn't seem like he'll be sidelined for long, he's near locked to miss Seattle's second preseason game. All right, so just some tightness. Um, you could be a jerk. Let's see who took Let's see who took Kenneth Walker. So the team that has Kenneth Walker, you could come around and grab Charbonnet and then maybe try to trade him for a tight end. But I'm not seeing Kenneth Walker. Let's see. Oh, we got Kenneth Walker. All right, so we need to grab Charbonnet. All right, so we'll grab Charbonnet here. And then you guys know me. When it comes to fantasy football drafts, I do not draft a kicker in most situations. I did want Brandon Aubrey, but he is already gone. This dude has already been booming stuff in preseason. He looks ready to go. So I would grab Brandon Aubrey, but if I can't get them, I'm cool on waiting until we get something else. Younghoe Koo could be back up in play this year with Kirk Cousins at quarterback, so they'll be able to move the ball a little bit more efficiently. There goes my boy A.A. Ron. You get him around 13. Stafford, who could make some things shake for you weeks in some weeks. Let's see his healthy season. That was when he was banged up. 2023 is pretty healthy, but he didn't have Cooper Cup. I'm staying away from Matthew Stafford. I'm good. His best season, he has some decent numbers. But all right, so we got Josh Downs, who was up and down last year. Get it? And then let's see. I don't need another quarterback. Ty Chandler. They're saying that it could be a split backfield. Antonio Gibson, Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't know. I'm sure if my boy gonna start or not, so I'm staying away from that. So running backs, it's pretty empty, man. You gotta make sure you draft good early because, as you can see, like everything comes down really quick. We got Jalen Polk. We could take a risk on Jalen Polk right here. Let's do that. We're gonna take a chance on Jalen Polk, who's been looking really good in preseason so far in training camp. You got Tavian Wicks, who a lot of people project that's going to be the main dog in Green Bay. I'm just not seeing it. I really believe it's Romeo Dobbs, and I'm sticking to that. Quentin Johnson, I don't know, I'm staying away from that. Darnell Mooney, Demario Douglas, who took off a little bit last year. Can't forget about him. Um, Other than that, man, it's just a lot of risky players after this deep down in the draft. So you gotta make sure you draft good early, as you guys are seeing. Um, I have no idea what Odell's going to do in Miami. I'm not even sure if I want to take a risk of that. So we do need another tight end. Hunter Henry is with New England, but I don't know what kind of offense they'll be having or they'll show this year. Um, for the time being, we're running out of time. Taysom Hill, man, we'll just take Taysom Hill. He'll have those big crazy points where he'll go at quarterback, just run the ball in. We'll take a chance. There's Antonio Gibson, who could be the starter, or he will get some carries. He won't be the starter there, but Keandre Miller, let's see, Michael Floyd. Not Michael Floyd. Marshawn Floyd. Yeah, Marshawn Floyd. Sorry, thinking about Michael Floyd. There's Franklin, Brandon Cooks. We could have went with Adam Thielen maybe. It's just so risky when you get out. Ooh, Tracy, that's a good pick right there. Ricky Parcell. It's just like honestly, after rounds like 13, it feels like you're doing a dynasty draft. Anybody else feel like that when they're doing their drafts this year? It just feels like there's just you're like taking swings for players later on. Whereas it used to be some certainty later on in the drafts. Now it's just like it's literally you're taking a chance. Tyler Clocklin, that week one with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers only played one possession, so it ain't no point of looking at. Never mind. um, Man, we could take Elijah Mitchell. Christian McCaffrey's already been a little bit banged up, but Elijah Mitchell was banged up just as well. So Oh, boom, Braylon Allen. I told you guys about Braylon Allen, how good he's been looking in the preseason. I really believe there's a chance that he could get some of Brees Hall's carries. Now, Brees Hall is going to still be Brees Hall, but I do believe Braylon Allen can get his carries as well. Some defenses, last pick of the draft for us, I'm looking at defenses. So you got Cleveland, tough division. There'll be in a lot of shootouts, so I don't know if they'll get a lot of turnovers. Baltimore is that same division. Pittsburgh, I'm staying away from. Miami, they can make some plays happen. Commanders, they still have a top seven, front seven. Um, Philly is gonna be Philly, Kansas City. So we got some defenses that we could definitely work with. If I gotta take one now, Houston has been looking really good in preseason, man. Like they've been locking people up, and you can't forget what they were doing. They finished at 16, but they got hot towards the end of the season, like 9, 13, 14, 6, 10, 6, 6, 6, and then at 7, 7, 8, 9, 7, 7, 7. At the end of the, they had 22 against Tennessee, 14 against Tennessee. So what did they give us? They gave us a kicker, and we'll work with that. But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in for this mock draft. We will have the podcast coming out next. We'll do another live draft or another live feed where we'll do on Tuesday, where we'll go over all the preseason games and look for any details that might have been missed. Look for some telltale signs that we need to pay attention to. Just a quick rundown of this team. I'm not really in love with this team as my other mocks, but I do like it nonetheless. Garrett Wilson, we're a little top heavy, so we got Garrett Wilson, Drake London at receivers 1 and 2. We got Rasaad White coming at running back 2, Kenneth Walker as running back 3. Running back 2 as well. So we got two RB2s. Anthony Richardson will have to carry us a couple of weeks. Hopefully he can stay healthy. If he can, we're going to get some big points out of Anthony Richardson. James Conner, who can definitely have some running back 1 weeks. I'll bring his stats up when he was healthy the first couple of weeks of the game. He played 84 here. He scored only 12. But then he played 72% of snaps, got 16. 64% of snaps, got 19. Got hurt, came back at the end of the season. Week 13, 22 points. 15, 17. Week 16, 22. 17, 26. And week 18, 30. Man, I like James Conner. Like I said, guys, don't sleep on my boy James Conner. Um, Keon Coleman is a risk, and maybe I'm a little biased Florida State fan, but let's see. So Coleman recorded 1 catch on 3 targets for 12 yards in Saturday's 9-3 preseason in Pittsburgh. Coleman played the first team offense along with Khalil Shakur and Matt Collins, while Curtis Samuel didn't suit up. Coleman stayed on the field beyond his fellow wideouts, however, and finished second on the team with 3 targets. He has only 2 catches through 2 exhibition games, though many of these targets have come from Mitch Trubisky rather than Josh Allen. That's a little risky. That's a telltale sign. And I told you guys what Josh Allen said before that he misses Stephon Diggs. So maybe if I would make a swap there, well, Zamir White, if he would have fell to me, I would have took Zamir White right there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But Javonte Williams, we'll look to see if he's gonna end up being a starter. Let's see if there's any news. He had 5 touches in preseason. Rushed for 4 times for 15 yards. Caught 1 of 2 targets for 5 yards. He almost had a touchdown that was called back. Williams played just 9 snaps as a starter in the Broncos' first preseason game. The veteran running back was unable to get much going. But his limited usage in the opener should hint a secure spot atop the depth chart ahead of Smarty Perrin, Jaleel McLaughlin, and rookie Audric Estime. Williams continues to receive high praise from the Denver coaching staff. While his surgically repaired knee could be stronger, this is his second year back from that knee surgery, so this is where he should pop off. An attempt to improve his conditioning, which could help him get back form to impressive rookie season. I don't get why everybody was so sprung out on his rookie season. Like he was just some phenomenal. Like he had this little 3 week span, but then after that, it wasn't anything really special. Like 8, 4, 10, 12, 6, 11. And I was just like, I didn't get it. 17 there, but whatever. It is what it is. So Javonte Williams could be somebody you could look out for. David Njoku, it's just when he was playing with Deshaun Watson, he didn't put up very good numbers. So that's why I stayed away from him. We did get Deontay Johnson. Depending on this injury with Deontay Johnson, it looks like he's growing. So I don't know how serious this is, but I told you guys I usually staying away from people that come with soft tissue injuries into the season. He continues to deal with a strain growing that hopefully won't be something that lingers into the regular season. He'll be joined by sideline by a majority of Panther starters. That being said, Mingo and more so figured to see a majority of the starting snaps. So I just don't know, man. I told you guys I like staying away from players that have those hammy issues coming in or any kind of soft tissue injury. Right here, we dealing with the grown. And that can flare up any moment. So we did get Jaden Daniels around 9. I like that a lot. Right before it, so they took 2, and then we got Jaden Daniels. Got Brian Robinson. So I can't believe he's going in rounds 10. Cade Otton is a little risky. Um, let's see. Last year, Cade Otton had some. He had a pretty up and down. He had that good game against Houston when he scored 23. It's just tight ends are so risky nowadays, man. You're not really getting much play from them. You got Charbonnet to back up our Kenneth Walker, James Polk, who you guys, let's see what he's been doing in preseason. 2 catches on 3 targets for 6 yards Thursday. Polk has modest stats across 26 snaps, but he's played some run after the catch ability while shedding off a pair of would-be tacklers on a 6-yard completion from quarterback Drake May in the second quarter. The rookie second-round pick is candidate to secure a key role, but whether that translates in initial um, fantasy relevance hinges on both his early season workload and how heavily the team leans on the run amidst its transition to quarterback at quarterback. So it's a little risky with Jalen Polk. We did get him late. Taysom Hill, you guys know what Taysom Hill did last year. He didn't do it as a tight end. He did it as a hybrid player, but he had those games last year. It was just like 12, 16, 22, 20, then 4, then 8, 15. Then he went dead for 3 weeks, and then boom, again, 11 and 11 and a half or 11.9. It's going to be the same thing, especially with Alvin Kamara already dealing with the injury as well. We'll see a lot of Taysom Hill. And I don't think they really added anything at running back. You got Keandre Miller still there, Jamal Williams, who didn't do anything, Adam Prentice, Jordan Mills, James Robinson. James Robinson, Kobe. So they'll probably cut him, cut. I don't know, but I'm sticking with Taysom Hill. We could put him in a tight end and just hope for those points. This is my favorite pick of this team, probably Braylon Allen. He was targeted 4 times right here. Allen rushed the ball 8 times for 27 yards in Saturday's 15-12 preseason win over the Panthers. He added 2 catches on 4 targets, so they're already starting to implement him in different ways. I like this, man. I like Braylon Allen. Now, I was big on Brees Hall until I started watching Braylon Allen this year, and I was like, Allen has drawn praise throughout training camp for his physical running style, and the team has also talked up his potential as a pass catcher. He did so much ability receiver during his college career, which, hello, is college. Running backs don't really get that many catches in college at Wisconsin, but he was heavily, especially with Wisconsin, where they just run the ball. That old school offense, I like it. And speaking of which, guys, college football is next week, so I'm excited. But he's heavily involved in that role Saturday with mixed results. Allen has seemingly all but locked in his second spot on the running back depth chart behind Brees Hall, though Isaiah Davis did get his first rushing attempt in Saturday's contest. So I like the Braylon Allen pick. And then Sanders, we finished off with. Jaleel McLaughlin went late. Hunter Henry, we just don't know. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go get some sleep because I got work in the morning. But I appreciate you all tuning in. See you guys this Tuesday when we do our live feed, and we will be going over preseason week 2. As you guys can tell, I already been doing a little bit of research here. But other than that, man, God is love, Jesus is king, and I can't say enough. I love you all. Thank you for supporting, and shout out to all my veterans out there. Thank you for all you do.